Going into the offseason, Vikings had holes at defensive line, inside linebacker, edge, corner, safety, center, wide receiver, and guard. Through free agency, Minnesota, they have retained Jordan Hicks and Harrison Smith, re-signed Garrett Bradbury, and brought in new additions, Marcus Davenport, Dean Lowry, and Byron Murphy. So heading into the draft, the remaining areas of concern are defensive line, I would say ×2, wide receiver. I'd still try to look for an inside linebacker. Guard is, to me anyway, for sure an area of need. However, I don't think the Vikings feel that way. So with this information, today we're talking about best fits for the Minnesota Vikings for each position through the draft. Defensive line, Kalijah Kancey out of Pitt. I think he's an absolute game wrecker. But as mentioned before, I think you need 2 players to draft for in the trenches. Not only that, but say Minnesota goes wide receiver in the first round. If that happens, Kancey's out. So in that scenario, your next best fit is Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin. That is, of course, if you can get a second round pick. 6'4", 309 pounds, already has that size that you want to see from a defensive lineman playing in a 3-4 base defense. Versatile pressure cooker, excellent pass rush skills as a defensive tackle. Now, as far as a second down lineman to pair with in this scenario, Keanu Benton, I'm going to go with Kobe Turner out of Wake Forest. Listed at 6'2", 288 pounds. I just love his motor, man. He is relentless. He is one of the perfect examples of a player that plays to the whistle. Even on plays where the ball is moving vertically, whether it's via the ball carrier or the pass. Basically plays where the defensive line is automatically canceled out of nowhere, here comes Kobe Turner. You can't teach that. He's the type of player that I feel that Brian Flores would love to have. At linebacker, going in the 3rd round here, let's talk about DeMarvion Overshown out of Texas. Versatility is what Flores wants. This is a linebacker that plays with speed, electricity, can drop back in coverage, can play the run, can rush the passer. And I'm telling you right now, pair him with Brian Asamoah, that could be a sick-ass 1-2 punch. Faster, younger on defense, DeMarvion Overshown, that's him. At wide receiver, I think it's simple, Zay Flowers. To me, he's the best complement to Justin Jefferson. Honorable mention here, Jackson Smith and Jigba, but this is going to be a top 15 pick. The Vikings would have to trade up for him. But on the off chance that the Vikings consider guard a priority to upgrade, specifically at left guard, I really like Andrew Voorhees out of USC. For this, you're talking about the 4th round, but this man is a tone setter. Beyond the skill set that you want to see from an offensive line group, you need 5 guys that are they're going to welcome a fight. They're going to match that same energy as a defensive line. The Philadelphia Eagles, they had that last year. Andrew Voorhees, he brings that intensity. Strong anchor, pass blocking is very impressive, which at this point, that's got to be the standard, right? I feel like for years with Minnesota, it's, run blocking, that's the priority. And if you can pass protect, that's a bonus. For a passing league, it's got to be the opposite. So just to recap, defensive line, Kalijah Kancey or Keanu Benton and Kobe Turner. Linebacker, DeMarvion Overshown. Wide receiver, Zay Flowers. Guard, Andrew Voorhees. It's easy to go top projected picks with each position, but wanted to make this as realistic as possible. In a sense, treating this list of best fits as a mock draft. But comment with your thoughts. If there are other players out there that I did not mention that you feel deserve a shout out, or if there are other positions that you feel should be prioritized, go ahead and sound off. The comment section is your oyster. Leading up to draft weekend, there's so much excitement. Hopefully that excitement pays off. But with the Vikings expected to draft a quarterback high early, unless they can stockpile enough picks through trade backs, one of those positions of need is going to take a back seat. If you can add a quarterback to the list I came up with, that would be sick. But if I had to guess, if they had to forego a position, channeling my inner Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, I'd say linebacker or, to an extreme case, wide receiver, because it would not shock me at all if they go into 2023 saying that we're going to give the reins to KJ Osborne to be our wide receiver 2 this year.